man. I've been doing this shit for a minute. Been hyped about this for a minute today. I love these. I love this shit.
And what's crazy, dude? It's like, we make an effort to not keep this solely rap hip hop music. And don't get me wrong, like I get hyped talking about DJ shit too, but like doing these the breakdown and like our under the radar joint. This kind of gets me more hyped up because it's more nostalgic, right? The under the radar is dope and I vibe out, but this is a lot more nostalgic. And I like the nostalgia of like just remembering where I was and all that. So I personally try not to listen to the tracks, at least a week before, unless we do it last minute. I try not to listen to them so I can get a good reaction if that's what we're going for.
Yeah, no, I'm hyped, man. To do these, it's always fun. Salute to everybody in the show, and
son, what up, brother?
Yeah, let's rock and roll, man. You can start it off.
Let's go. All right, so I'm gonna keep one of my joints to the very end for several reasons, and we'll figure out why. So I guess I'll. What up?
No, I'm just gonna pin this. I'm just gonna pin whatever.
Let's go with Scenario.
Okay.
All right, so we're gonna talk about Scenario, Tribe Called Quest, 1991, if I am not mistaken, the Low End Theory. I mean, really, I could do a whole hour show on that track. The track and the remix, really. A lot of people I've talked to, Rubik's, what up, brother? Don't know there's a remix, right? And here, I'll say this before we actually get super into this. Back then, 90s, 80s had some of it, but the 90s were real prominent for this. The singles that will come out had, whether you're on the vinyl or you were on a cassette tape, maxi cassette, you had remixes or other songs that weren't included in the actual album. So a lot of 90s stuff has music that really when you buy the album, it's like, why is that track not there? Or why is that remix not there? This happens with both of my picks today, and we'll get into it. So let's go back.
Or when you buy the vinyl.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah. So the vinyl, specifically the vinyl, right? Because the vinyl was geared towards the DJ. So the DJ had, the vinyl you had the LP version, the radio version, a cappella, instrumental, and like a remix. Yes. So yeah, you'd get your album and then you'd be like, fuck it, I gotta get the vinyl because, and that's why these days collectors go for that because they have a lot of remixes, your Prince Pauls, your Pete Rocks, remixes that, you probably would never get. So little insight. But let's go. So Scenario, Tribe Called Quest. Just for starters, bro, that song is probably, if I were to put a list of songs that get me hyped, you got your MOPs and all that, but that song has to be one of those that if you want me, want me to start kicking and just fucking wilding out, that track has to come on for several reasons, right? So let's talk about lyricism. You have not just a group that will sometimes sound different from each other but mesh well. It's a posse cut. So you have a plethora or a congregation of different styles coming in one track, right? Posse cuts weren't a huge thing, right? We did the symphony, which I don't know if we confirmed it was like the first posse cut, and that's not conversation for today, but one of the first greatest posse cuts has got to be, right, the symphony, but Scenario has got to be up there, to me personally, in the top 5.
Absolutely.
Lyricism wise, we're not looking into huge metaphors, crazy cadences, right? Hip hop wasn't in that spot yet. Rakim was doing it, but it was, you can understand shit. So we'll start off with Fife, right? And I'm not gonna go through the whole thing, but little things that branch out when I'm thinking about it. Bust a nut inside your eye to tell you to show you where I'm come from. Witty. That's just like, what the fuck? These days, let's be honest, these days, we're so, we can't say this. some would probably be like, oh, you know, that's questionable, that's sketchy. Why is he saying that? But it's witty. You know, we came from a different era. Same thing when cannabis said, I'll eat, you know, I'll eat somebody's ass, like, you know, like whatever it was. Today, people be like, oh, bro, that's gay. Back then, we knew what that was. But yeah, man, Tribe Called Quest. I think I may be wrong, but that's the first time we see Redman was not on the song, but he was in the video. And obviously going back, you kind of like, oh, that's Redman. Lyricism wise, what do you think? I mean, do you have I guess that's my first question. Do you have a favorite? That's kind of a stupid question because everybody goes for Busta, but do you have a favorite?
I was gonna ask you that.
Yeah.
I mean, Busta was in his bag then, man, and he was just really a standout dude. So it's kind of hard to go against Busta's having the best verse. I mean, I think he did, but I think the whole joint was just a fabulous song in terms of the energy, the beat, like the vibe it created, and but I was thinking after, oh yeah, he just said it. I was just thinking Dinko is slept on, and Dinko was in New Haven for a while in Connecticut rocking with my man, and they was putting out some joints. Dinko's verse was really dope too. I think the whole joint was. I mean, I think everybody like really held their own, and I think, you know, Q-Tip came with his like smooth, you know, his more smooth shit or whatever. But yeah, lyrically it's tough. It's tough, man. I mean, it's just energetic and yeah, really. We didn't get to production yet, but yeah, just lyrically, I don't need super crazy cadences and crazy flows. I just need it to sound good. If it sounds good, I don't care how simple it is, man. I really don't. You know what I mean? That's not a problem for me. I just need it to sound good. So the fact that it had, you know, yeah, the cute bike was very witty, man, and there's all the sports references and everything, just in general. So
Bono's this, Bono's that.
yeah, so of course. So first up to bat, you know, the batteries included, no strings attached. I mean, before we stop talking about this, though, I want to bring up the Scenario remix because I think that was I think that was a better track. Dare I say, I think it was a better track. So
before we get to that, because I really want to get to that.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to get too involved. So here's what I noticed, right? And I know you say I look at it from a different perspective, but here's what I think. I lay out scenarios in my head, right? Especially when we're doing this type of stuff. So I figure, all right, some heads will probably won't even go as far as to think of who goes first, who goes last, and how that determines the wave of a song, right? Because you can say, let's start out with Q-Tip. Personally, and I've done that. Like, all right, let's say if Q-Tip would have started, same verses, it probably wouldn't have sounded as good, right? Because Q-Tip is on some laid back stuff. And even though when we lay out the MCs, even though Fife and Q-Tip are the most laid back in that song, right? Charlie Brown is on like his real animated, let's put it that way. Dinko's mechanical. Busta is just a fucking dragon, right? But when it, you know, Fife is kind of like laid back but still forceful, witty, right? So they start off with him, and that kind of starts it out good. And then Charlie Brown comes in with just like all up in your face. And then the mechanical ways of Dinko. And then I think it's dope. I say all that to say, like, I think it's dope that even a producer, when you're saying like, okay, you build up the track and you know, remove this, add this, but lyrically, whoever set up who goes first and who goes last knew. You start, you know, kind of in the middle. You kind of come up with Charlie Brown and Dinko D, and then lyrically, when Q-Tip comes in, he's just kind of like laid back, right? And they give you a real small hint of Busta. Busta comes in the middle of Q-Tip's verse and just kind of like gives you a taste. Personally, I like that because, I mean, obviously I know what's coming, but you're, how can I explain it? You're kind of like, all right, you're listening to Q-Tip kind of on a mellow joint, even though the song itself, the track itself is hype. And then Busta just comes in You know, and perfectly said, right? You drop all the drums as I combine from the juice from the mind. Yeah, like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
So to answer your question, if I have a favorite, aside from Busta, and I hate doing this, I hate when people say, like, what's your top five? And they're like, oh, well, we're going to remove Pac and Biggie because they're just automatically there. I don't like when people do that, but I'm going to do it with this. Busta's just a given. Like, we all know he carried that. He just 1-2 punch, laid it out. But it would have to be Dinko's joint because Dinko came in with that shit. That's my approach with the regular LP version. Let's talk about the remix though. Have to. Someone also mentioned the version with Drez. I have to scroll back down because there's also a version with Drez of Black Sheep.
Yeah. Now the remix is fire. I think it's better. It's a better track to me. That shit's better, yo. Like like the remix that, and Milo is a fucking animal, and I I wish we heard more of him. So I just wanted to just make sure we don't have to go deep into the remix, but I think that remix was fucking that remix was
It's
tough.
There's a reason why they call. I'm not saying it was a B-side, but there's a reason why there's a thing called B-sides, right? Because the A-side was something the label was trying to push, but it was really the B-side that was popping. And to me, even though I'll rock and it's a classic joint and we're talking about it, but there's just something about that remix. I mean, Kid Hood. I don't understand why it's not talked about more often. I'll just put it that way.
Yeah, I don't know. It's not, but it's crazy. The whole shit. Yeah, you quoting the C Brown verse. I mean, that from the first one, that shit is ridiculous, man. That's an all-time track banger, party starter. I mean, like you cannot like. That's a good one to play out. You know what I mean? As far as like nostalgia shit, '90s take it back shit. So, yeah, dope track. You know what I'm saying? All time. Fuck dope track. It's an all-time classic track. Period. Like that's what that is. So.
Here's the other thing I want to mention before we move on. I don't want to waste too much time or lose time. But another thing that I did notice, I mean, we got to understand, Low End Theory, I go back and forth, right? What my favorite Tribe album is, and that's not the point. But 91, Scenario was the third single off that album. Keep in mind, this song, this track, this posse cut, classic, heavy hitter, in your face, and it's the third single, not the first, not the second, it's the third, which I thought was like, just retrospect, like just looking at it, like that could have easily been the first one, and it would have not.
Yeah, no, I mean that shows you how good music was back in the day. As far as there's a lot of albums where that's the case, where there's like three, four fucking major singles, and there's a bunch of joints on the shit.
And the joints in
like
the album, yeah.
I wish these were singles too. Like there's several Roots albums where I'm like, damn, I wish this was like they had pumped this. You know what I mean? Like push this hard. Did a video for this. There's a lot of joints. So yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. So rest in peace, Fife. Trap Called Quest, Scenario, classic track. I would say if you guys haven't heard it, go hear it. But I would figure everyone has heard it at some point.
Yeah, no, I hope so. I mean, I think everybody in here has heard that shit. Yeah,
Midnight. That's why I go back and forth. Is it like to me? I go back and forth between those two, Midnight Marauders or Low End Theory. The other joints are dope, right? But those two, I'm always juggling. Like, which one's my favorite? And I can't. Same thing with Gangstar albums. I can't. It's just.
That's even harder for me. The Gangstar albums.
Gangstar joints. Yeah,
I don't even try. People ask me. I'm like, I don't have one. I'm not.
I mean, sometimes I lean towards more Step in the Arena, but come on, dude. Daily Operation, Hard to Earn, or even the No Mr. Nice Guy joint that doesn't get talked about.
Oh, of course. Pin that joint.
All right. Let's roll.
So, discussing Broken Language, Smooth the Hustler featuring his brother Trigger the Gambler. Man. So, you know, our three categories are lyrics, production, and impacts. And so lyrically, I mean, what can you say, man? That shit is just full of that's the most I've used that song for probably the most word like video memes like on my page ever. Like I use that shit for North Carolina vagina hitter, like all kinds of shit. Like they got, you know what I mean, the black body bag tire, like the whole shit. That song is ridiculous in my opinion, and lyrically, the back and forth, the shit they say, it's an adult song. Like I mean, I heard like that shit was, you know, like at the end he's like the what do you say, the I'm fucking the cross breaker and the Bible ripper. Like I mean they like, you know what I mean? I there's a whole bunch of shit I can't remember.
Well,
Like
you can really quote just I mean it's just quotables back to back. Let's just put it that way.
the Brown, you know, the Brown Bills by Brooklyn Troop. I mean the whole shit. So lyrically, it's just crazy to me, right? All right, like this all over the place with that, the back and forth. Them two just kill it. Production wise, DR period did that joint, and that beat is fucking gutter to me. Like just it's the epitome of that time. This shit, so which takes us, so it's a grimy beat, and it takes us to where I really wanted to focus on this track is the impact. This came out in '95. '95 for me was of like was one of the craziest years of my entire life. Like I could write a book about my '95, like in terms of just drugs and guns and weird and wild shit. Like and that was the Cuban Links year, and so
Yeah.
our whole crew lost their mind on the Peace Connecticut shit, and like we fucking '95 was crazy. So this being a part of '95, this was like the like yeah like run up on one motherfucker's song. Like we played this going out like yo like 20 deep. Like this was the 20 deep song. This was the song on we pumped on the block like chilling and shit. You know what I mean? Like this was so this song was heavy duty like that in terms of impact. Like '95, yo, like '95 almost died like 3 times. Like '95, like
Shit.
yeah, like '95 was like, how am I still alive type year. Like, you know what I'm saying? And and it came on the hills of like '93, '94. Some momentum going in at '95 was just like so. This track was like a soundtrack to like, you know, dudes getting fucked up and shit, like and us getting into all kinds of stupid shit. So the impact, yeah, that so it was, and I think you know we talk about the '90s. The '90s was a grimy time, man. Like all across the board, wherever you were, you know, everyone. Yeah, the '90s. What was it? '93 or '94 and that? Okay, you know that was like everybody had fucking box cutter blades, something on them. Everybody was everywhere. So so yeah, so that was just that was one of those, I don't know, like songs that will forever stick out because of the time period that shit happens. So
We okay, so a little insight. You know, I tend to, you know, I used to MC, I still do it. We talked about this. But I was very picky with my background music, my instrumentals. I have no idea, and I'm assuming I still have it. I don't know, but there was a mixtape I got from a friend of mine, Albert. I used to go bombing with, and I remember there was probably about a minute and a half of an intro, and I guess he used it to transition to something else. But there was an instrumental. I'm just like, yo, that shit is great. Like, what is that? And he's like, "Ah, that's my brother's record." Well, whatever it was. It was always, I don't know. Just, I didn't. I didn't have no beat machine or anything like that. So all I did was loop it on cassette. So I would have at least 3 minutes of me writing. So I wrote a song to an instrumental. Had no idea what it was. Long story short, it's this instrumental. When I actually heard the track, I was like, oh shit. So I was introduced to this song instrumental only and fell in love with the instrumental alone. I say this because we're talking about impact, right? I don't know about a global or cultural impact. I'm talking about my personal impact.
Yeah.
Because the instrumental itself gave me a yuck face. It gave me a like, I was like, I gotta write to this. And I was just like, And then when I heard the lyrics, I was like, there's no way.
Spitting the broken language.
You can't write about anything else.
So you were writing a broken language and didn't know.
Wrote, and I'll have to send it to you because I know I'm looking at my tapes now.
And
I know I have it somewhere. Yeah, it was. I wrote to it.
Not
and,
knowing,
it might have been a couple months later.
Not knowing that it was this track though.
I had no idea where it came from. I asked my friend Albert, like, "Yo, what is this?" And he's like, "That was my brother's record. I used it. Whatever. I can't remember what he mixed it with. I really have to get the
exact same joint.
Yeah.
I mean, that's instrumental. That's crazy.
Just instrumental.
I gotta hear that shit.
Yeah. Oh man.
By
the
way, I'm gonna cut you off. By the way, whoever's on here, this motherfucker can rhyme, yo. Like he keeps it on the low. This motherfucker is off. This dude can fucking. He got heat trust. So yeah, so I gotta hear that.
Yeah, I'll get it. Yes, but yeah, let's go back because lyricism. Let's put it into perspective. 95. I mean, that's I can't sit here and be like, yo, he sounds like so and so. Cadence was different. The the references. The shit was great. The shit was great as fuck. And again, yeah, you're right. In the midst of Only Built for Cuban Links and the Wu-Tang and that was that pivotal moment, right? 95, 96, when it was kind of like, some of us went this way, others went that way, and all of a sudden we had, 98, 90, 97, 98 happened, Puff and all that shit.
Yeah.
But
dude said human asthma, breath taker. Like
I was gonna reference that. Who said that? Someone posted it earlier.
Oh really? I didn't see it. Yeah, like
who posted it? Born Infinity, yeah. Money Stash, a gun blast, yeah. Come on, like I don't know, man. To this day,
and the visual with the things that they were saying too.
Again, it's we talk about West Side Gun and all that, and we say like, yeah, people will say they're dope, but put that up against that in 95, like that's left in the dust. No disrespect, it's just come on now.
I'll disrespect.
All right, with all disrespect.
Yeah, you're up next. What you got? We got.
Damn.
Yeah, you're up, right? Yeah, so you're on there.
Yeah.
So,
all right,
yo,
we're
gonna say the track. Listen, I'm gonna ask you a favor.
Yeah, what up?
We're gonna say the track. I don't know. I just got something really important to say about this point. I've been waiting for this track, okay? Because. And so we can wait until the end or whatever, but
no, let's do it now.
Because I'm fucking, this shit got me aggravated. All right, you the fuck.
That's what I said earlier. It's a little controversial, and I have a feeling that's what we're gonna get.
I'm gonna do a video. I was gonna do a video on it, so I'll let this be the fucking video.
All right,
pin that shit.
All right,
man, what's the track?
Okay, so this is gonna be fun. All right, and my Rubik's heads. My chef, everybody, you guys already know. All right, so the next one you already see it. Das Efx They Want Efx.
Okay. So, first of all, to me, this is an all-time classic track, hands down.
Yeah.
I want to say this: over the past few years, I've been hearing a lot of people shitting on Das Efx, like, "Oh, I wasn't with that Iggity shit. That shit was whack. That shit was whack." Yeah. That's bullshit. The fuck out of here. So all I all I know is this. I don't know a fucking soul that when Das Effects came out back in when they first dropped and they dropped this track, I don't know a soul that said, nah, I ain't fucking with that. Nobody! Stop it! Nobody was saying that shit back in the day. And now people want to like fucking change shit and be like, oh, they were fucking whack or something like that. Nobody was saying that back in the day. I mean, maybe, of course, there was an exception to the rule. If you're legitimately saying you didn't fuck with Das Effects, all right. But I didn't know anybody from fucking Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, Philly, Baltimore, anybody, Boston, that didn't fuck with that shit. Stop! That's nonsense. I want to hear that shit. That is fucking rubbish. Straight up. If you say that you didn't, that, oh, I ain't fuck with that iggity shit. Shut the fuck up. That is, you're fucking talking out your ass. You're literally pulling shit out of your asshole. Nonsense. So that's what I got to say about fucking Das Effects. That's bullshit if you say that shit. That you weren't fucking with it. I don't want to hear it. No.
So here's the contradiction. I'm from the West Coast, Southern Cali, right? 20, 30 minutes, maybe 45 minutes with traffic from LA, south from LA. Yeah, I'm gonna say out here, I did hear people not fuck with Das Effects, and I'll tell you why. I fuck with Das Effects. I have the proof I've Das, and I don't have to show you proof, but I fuck with Das Effects, and I liked it. Here's the problem with this. I'm gonna address this first. I get.
Let me clarify real quick.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna say, I'm talking strictly from. And again, note the places I said. I'm talking strictly from an East Coast perspective.
Right.
So this to make it clear, I'm talking Connecticut, New York, New Jersey, really. Like that's the area I'm talking about. Like as far as
I've heard the same. I've heard East Coast cats say like, no, really? I can't say they're lying because I didn't grow up there. I grew up out here, and I did hear heads say certain things, but it was specific people, and I'll tell you, I'm gonna air it out, and it's not a secret, but out here in LA, you had The Good Life, you had Project Blowed, these cats were not the only ones, but they really took style and lyricism very, very detailed, and they held it right. So in LA, they were saying like the iggity, right? The iggity or whatever. That was kind of like lack of vocab. Like you can't say what you need to say. You have to do the iggity and the miggity and all that. To the point where at The Good Life, that was part of the rule. Like no miggity or no iggity. You can't say that. You say that, you're booed off. I can't say a stage, but you're booed off the platform. Now, I think we've talked about it, MERS, because MERS was part of all that. So yeah, Project Blowed, underground heads out here, they will tell you they didn't fuck with that. Now, that to the side. I think it was dope that after the first album, Das Effects kind of stopped pushing the iggity sound and were rhyming. And it proved like, yo, fuck that iggity shit. We got it. And they proved it. The next two joints were fucking fire. So I'll say that. I fuck with Das Effects. One of the reasons why I bring this up, because it's a classic track. And here's the other thing too. Because I'll talk shit on like the Busta Rhymes track where he's rapping really fast but not saying shit. And they come back at me and say, well, headphones connected to my, like, what the fuck is that? Or Nestle cup of cocoa, dun, 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 dun. Like, what the fuck is all that? But you got to put things into perspective. This was 92, if I'm not mistaken. And people were rapping like that. Fushnikins, leaders of new school, right? There were certain things that were being done. So again, classic track, the lyricism, even though they were using the iggity, you can't deny the fact that shit was, they impacted the game with that. I do want to mention this. I prefer the remix to the LP version, and I don't know if you guys knew that there was a remix.
Oh, the remix is crazy.
I fuck with the remix heavy.
We-
I don't know, the beat personally was just a little more hype for my liking. And if I'm not mistaken, Rubik's or Chef might confirm. I think it was Solid Scheme that produced that, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, man, I love my LA Underground heads. I'm a Good Life Project Bloat head, but I don't feed into the hate for Das Effects. I was a Das, especially when I saw the video and they're cut fucking tunnels and the shit up. Okay, put it this way: Impact. Talk about Impact for me. Um, you know, even today, I don't even know what the fuck it's called, but they came, with the. I'm assuming it's for the cold. Someone told me, an East Coast head told me like, yo, that's for
yeah,
to keep you warm.
Yeah.
I didn't know that shit. I'm out in Cali. To me, I'm like, yo, these dudes, the dreads, the boots, the armor fatigue. I'm like, what
But
the
we
fuck?
wore them on some like fucking grimy shit though. I mean, they were to keep you warm, but they did serve the purpose of if you were out doing some
Yeah, your stick ups and shit.
yeah,
I
if you
bet.
were out doing some shit, everyone. So yeah, that was the standard shit. So, you know what I'm saying? Like that. The thing is, people are saying that lyrically, the beat carried them. It wasn't stand up. You gotta look at all the factors. So lyrically, they introduced a lot of shit, whether you think it's good or not. Food Chickens came after. A lot of groups copied them afterward. Um, the visual was crazy. They brought a different element to the game as far as just that. You know what I mean? That was a game changer. I don't give a fuck what nobody says. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with you.
That that joint was a game changer. When I remember when my man came into ninth grade, my fucking shop class, my man Trav Lowe, he was like, yo, you ain't heard that Das Effect, kid? He was like, that Das Effects. I was like, what? That Das Effects, kid? I was like, what? And he played it for me after school. In his Walkman, he's like, yo, listen to this shit. And I was like, what the fuck is this? So, you know what I mean? Like I said, I don't know anybody on the fucking East Coast that was saying that was like, nah, I ain't fucking with this. I'm not having that shit, man. That's nonsense.
Yeah, and again, I've only heard it. I've heard it from a few East Coast heads, but I've definitely heard it out here. I mean, Murs have said it. I believe Mike AC alone did. I mean, it's a known thing. It's not a secret. Question though, Born, you said Eric Sermon created it. Did he also create the remix though? Because my understanding, the remix was done by Solid Scheme.
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong, and I'll take that.
Yeah, we were talking about the remix, Born. I think you're talking about the original, because I don't think Eric Sermon did the remix.
No, I'm talking about the remix.
Yeah, I mean, I think Born might be talking about the original.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, come on now, VHS DOS effects, like, bro. Yeah. So that's why I brought it up, because, so I'll put it this way. So, Bleak from the CBS crew today, I did a promo post, and the Roots, and you got Gangstar, I got Freestyle Fellowship up there, and then on the side, there's a Bone Thugs and Harmony poster, right? So if you want to see, okay, so yeah, see Bone Thugs, right? So he's like, yo, you're throwing me off with that Bone Thugs poster. Like, you brought that up too. And I think it's funny when, LA cats or underground cats know that I rock underground and, all this, and then trip the fuck out when it's like, when I come out of left field with, yeah, I rock with early Bone. Let's put that into perspective. I don't rock past 2000. Or someone like Das Effects. One of the main reasons why I want to bring this, because it's undeniable it's an undeniable classic. Impact,
Yeah.
production. The production was sick as fuck. Both tracks, like I said, both tracks are dope. To me, I fuck with the remix.
And I'll say this before we move on, that just to add on is that those cats can spit. Like you said, just the emphasis next to the projects afterward are dope. And like this, Crazy Drazy got an ill joint with Smith and Wesson that is fucking ridiculous. I posted it. It is so fucking hot. It's called Rude Boy. You should check it out if you're not familiar.
Oh, I've heard it.
Yeah, I'm talking to everybody out here, but yeah, well, whoever. Um, so yeah, they can rhyme. So and yeah, and fuck Mirage, whatever the fuck his name is. Yo, fuck that dude, man. I just put
Yeah.
that up.
Again, and it's a constant. I'll be honest, it's a constant conversation out here. Whenever I'm rocking with the LA Cats, like it's always a conversation. I fuck with Dust Effects all day, and I can't say otherwise because you'll talk to anybody that I grew up with, and they'll tell you. I actually got the funny thing is I got that tape out of the Columbia House for fucking like 12 cassettes for a fucking penny or some shit.
That's the
So
shit.
that one and a bunch of other ones, but yeah, Dust Effects. They want effects. I fuck with the remix, but both are super dope. Um, Honestly, I don't know if my cousin Joe is here. I saw him earlier, but we used to walk around telling Crazy Drazy shot the sheriff. Yep, that was the thing. When something crazy happened, back in the day, that was a saying that would say Crazy Drazy shot the sheriff. Like, yo, something crazy happened. Like, come on, dude. Joe, please tell me you're in here. Please confirm. I have a birthday card from 92, 93, and it was a happy birthday to me, and it said at the bottom it says Crazy Drazy shot the sheriff. I'll have to pull it up. Come on, dude.
That's dope. That's dope. That's dope. And that's impact. Like I don't really we're talking impact as far as sometimes we're talking impact as far as globally and sometimes
Yeah, just confirm.
yeah, just confirm it. Yeah, sometimes we're talking impact as far as globally and sometimes we're talking impact just personally. And so, and I don't know if everybody thought the same about broken language like I did, but you know what I mean? That was critical for me. But like, and the same with this track. This was, I knew where I was sitting. We had a teacher, Mr. Turner, in our shop class. We used to make fun of his voice, and we'd be like, Turner, Mr. Turner, like we'd fucking walk in and be all like this, like fucking.
Should be canceled for these?
Yeah, like Mr. Turner, Mr. Turner. So like. I remember Trev was always getting kicked out of class, but he came in that day. So that's why certain shit is. So that's why this track will forever like be an important track personally to me. Like it just brings back like fun times, or like Turner.
Yeah, so. Yeah, it's great, and you're right. We got to put it into perspective, right? When we talk impact, it could, and in this particular case, with the tracks we've discussed. Yeah, personal impact, but these are global. I mean, there's a reason why Dust Effects will still do tours in Europe and here and there because it stemmed off of that track, right? Or even the B-side, Just Some Men, Lucy's, and then and all the anything post that as well. Those two albums that came out after it, fucking dope.
Yeah. So
yeah, Lords of the Underground was super dope too.
All right, ready?
All right,
boom.
Go. This one.
Yeah, I think this was 99 too.
This was 99.
Okay, which was, I mean, I think Mos Def dropped his joint in 99 too, if I'm not mistaken, right?
They're seriously like back to back. Honestly, I have a promo sticker, and then one side is Mos Def, the other side is Pharoahe Monch. So it was really back to back.
So this track is just so well. Simon says Pharoahe Monch. So the shit was like, I'll go production first because that. Yeah. Not like that. That shit had me in trouble with the neighbors. Like and like there's a
that's
thing
like Godzilla versus Monster shit.
There's a whole issue with like my neighbors who were like actually ended up being part of some terrorist shit and stuff. Like I can tell that story. It's crazy, but if we have time, so I got in trouble with them. So I went upstairs one day and I was like I was because I always played this shit. I always played I was playing this shit heavy every day, basically every day for like a month, right? This whole album track, just bang this shit, right? And my neighbors were like some Muslim dudes, some Arab dudes from wherever, and they at like 4 a.m. they would play like their traditional music, loud as fuck. 4 or 5, whenever they were, praying, like loud. So one morning I went up there, like 6, 5, or 5:30, whatever. I was like, yo, turn that shit down. I was like, he's like, my friend, we did not come and say anything when you were playing your music. Boom, 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 boom. I was like, turn that shit down. So when I looked in the back, and there was like 12 motherfuckers with like just mattresses up against the wall, like dudes running around doing shit. I'm like, why are motherfuckers doing shit at like 5 in the morning? Like, what are they doing? And like, so that was some wild shit. And it ended up being like terrorists, connected to some terrorist cells, getting caught by the feds. I can tell that later. But yeah, upstairs neighbors. Anyway, so that track brings me back to that apartment, me in that apartment, fucking with like feds coming to my house, grabbing these cats. And I'm just thinking, I can always remember because I was playing this every fucking day. This, you know what I'm saying? And
that little scenario you just painted could be the video to the track. Have that shit playing in the background and fans coming to the joint.
and I'll finish real quick. So look, I might as well tell the story. All right, so these dudes worked at the grocery store, like right down the street. They were upstairs neighbors, fucking, and so that happened. And so when I saw like the 12 dudes in there running around and shit at like 5 in the morning and like just mattresses and no furniture and shit, I was like, all right, we good. I was like, I'm awake. You know what I'm saying? I was like, all right. And I just went and I was like, something's up with these cats. And about a week later, the feds rolled up to my house, rolled up to the crib, fucking blacks, like 5 black Suburbans parking all crazy and shit in the fucking front of the shit. They pulled up, knocked on my door. I'm all high and shit. You know what I'm saying? The smoke. I thought they came for some weed or something. I'm like, yo, I don't sell no weed or nothing, dude. I just burn trees. Fucking. They were like, where's Muhammad? I'm like, I don't know no Muhammad. They was like, where's Muhammad? Where's Muhammad? Kept yelling at me. I'm like, where's Muhammad? I'm like, I don't know no Muhammad. Like, I'm like, I was like, there's some Puerto Rican, there's a Puerto Rican family there. There's a Polish family here, and there's some Arab dudes upstairs. And I said, that's all I know. And they were like, all right. But they're like, where's Muhammad? Like 3 more times. And then they fucking let me just do my thing. We went upstairs, grabbed like 2 or 3 motherfuckers, came out, zip tied them niggas, dipped out in the fucking vans, dipped out in the shit. And then 9/11 happened about like
a couple years later, yeah.
A couple years later.
That's some scary shit if you really think about it.
Yes, sir.
Wow.
That will always bring up impacts. That's that. That brings up fucking right there. I mean, I'll always go back to that moment, like fucking me, because I was playing that every day. And he's my friend. We don't say anything when you play your boom, boom, boom. I saw 10 dudes running around, like no furniture in the crib, like just busy though. Like, what the fuck y'all doing? Like, and I'm like, I'm out.
Well, that alone, right? You someone's and there's no furniture and you activity. Even out here, we know to play that safe, right? Or just like, you know what, I'm gonna play my role. You do your thing, and as long as you don't fuck with me, I don't fuck with you, and we'll go about it that way. That's crazy. That I mean, because that track is. I can almost say it's a riot starter. Like that's just, I mean, it could give you that feeling, right? Like I said, that's Godzilla versus
right? Like video, like dudes are amped up in the that's an amped up track, and throw your hands in the sky, like Brooklyn in the back sipping yak now, like the whole girlies, rub on your titties, yeah. Like the whole shit is like what, you know what I mean? The whole shit is like fucking what. You know what I mean? So, yo, AG the coroner, you made a good point. He goes, you took down a terrorist cell, be crazy. I mean, like,
yeah. Oh shit.
Girl is that's pretty crazy when you really look at it.
No, that's what I'm telling you. Like, if you think about it, that's crazy.
Yeah, it was really crazy. And I mean, I gave you like the abridged version, but it's pretty wild. And I've been meaning to share that story like on the page, but so
man, and what because it could have been. I mean, let's be honest, it could be any song, right? But it's crazy that it's a song that is just like, kind of that you have that memory or that experience. Put it down, not even a memory, just experience that you went through that.
Yeah, if I ever get to interview Pharoahe, I'll tell him. I mean, he's on the page, but if I ever get to interview him, I'll tell him. But so I want to say lyrically too, it was a get hype track.
Yep.
And it was just so much energy there, like right, like the whole shit was just full of like get the fuck up. Simon says get the fuck up, like what you gonna do, sit down when that shit comes on?
Absolutely
Like you better,
not.
you know what I mean? Like the whole shit. So yeah, and I just wanted to add that it's funny how like certain tracks, like how that track has become like a popular track to be used in reels on IG for like other shit, like you know what I mean? So which is funny. So
I've heard. I'll be honest. I've heard, even though it's get the fuck up. I've heard this shit at baseball games. I mean, I have. And here, this is where we get into impact. I'm gonna go backwards. This is where we get to impact. People know what that song says. You can bleep it out, but you know as soon as you hear it, there's a reason why it's coming. I remember this is a while back. This is a Dodger game, and it came on, and they only play snippets. And I believe it was like the bottom of the ninth, like it's to close it out, and it's for people to get up and be like, all right, let's go. We're good. Just get the fuck up. Let's go. So I want to mention this in terms of lyricism, right? Because I'm a big Organized Confusion fan. Specifically, Pharoahe's approach. His cadence and delivery is insane. And when I first heard, there's a big gap between the Stress Joint and his solo shit. But again, here I come with noticing shit, and I'm sure you guys noticed it as well. His delivery on this album, especially with the type of beats that he was using, was different. Toned it down. And normally you'd be like, or I would be like, I'm used to this cadence, the wordplay, but I think it did him better, right? I think his whatever it is that he wanted to get across, he did it without using so many words and being, press rewind to be like, wait, what did he say? So lyricism is super dope. You want to say something?
no, I mean, yeah, I'm just gonna add on to that point. So go ahead if you got something.
No, go for it. I just wanted to mention that.
Yeah.
I think it was dope how he transitioned.
Yeah, because look, Pharoahe's known for the like crazy wild shit, and that was pretty simple for him, right? But in my opinion, Pharoahe Monch can do whatever he wants because he's that good, and he started out versus E pluribus unum.
I was just gonna bring that up.
So like he started out a verse E pluribus unum. So I think Pharoahe Monch has free reign to, like, in my book, to like experiment and do whatever the fuck because he's that fucking dope. You know what I'm saying? He's that dope. So
Pharoahe to me is up there with like a Black Thought.
Yeah, I did a head-to-head with those two, and we're kind of done with the tracks, and we're done with our tracks. We can continue, but I did a head-to-head with those two on my page, on Face Off Friday, Pharoahe Monch, Black Thought, and the criteria. We can talk about it right here.
Let's do it.
Pharoahe Monch, Black Thought, head-to-head. Lock them in a room. Like, forget accolades. Lock them in a room. Primo, Large, Pete Rock, or somebody on the beat. Lock them in a room. They go toe to toe. Who's walking out? And who's left standing after that? And so, I'll let everybody. So I did this on the page, and so it came back, and I have an opinion on it. So I'll let you guys think about it. Pharoahe Monch, Black Thought. Lock them in a room. Nothing else considered. Like no Carson Daly show, whatever the fuck show they on, Tonight Show. I don't know. Nothing. Just
no No taking into consideration discographies,
Nothing,
hits,
nothing,
nothing.
nothing at all. No tracks they've been on. Two MCs, lock them in a room, 3 rounds, 3 rounds, 3 rounds. Give me some beats. Give me some shit. And it does not. It don't even gotta be off the easy. Nothing like that. Just it don't gotta be off the head. See, okay. What you got?
Thought is coming in hard right now.
That's coming in real hard. But see, we're
Man,
gonna talk about that.
Can I give you my thought?
Go ahead. Let's go.
And listen, I fuck with Black Thought, and you know I use his flex freestyle constantly as a reminder, as a foundation of like, yo, this dude can still rock. But Monch is that dude. Monch is that dude, and it hurts me to say, like, I'll say this: there really is no right or wrong answer, right? Unless we really put them in a room and go about it that way. You will say Monch, I'll say, yeah, dope. You'll say Black Thought, yeah, dope. Me personally, I'm gonna give the nod to Monch.
Okay. So based on what? I mean, do you want to add one?
Yeah.
I can.
So you know, because they both, I think, can go longevity wise, right? They can go forever. Their breath control, their content, that head to head. Where I think Monch has just a slight, not even slight, probably a little bit more than just a slight heads up on thought is his cadence and delivery. He has a lot more of the, I don't even know what word I want to use, but like I'm using my fingers to kind of give that. His I don't know, give me the PH, give me the AR, give me the OA, give me the HE, Pharoahe. Crazy points and temp arrows are hitting you from all directions. You cannot dodge a minute to this. Like just fucking just all over the place. And Thought is more smooth in your face and, you know, tell it like it is. And he could go for it head to head. But the little cadence and intertwined words here and there, Monch has overthought me personally.
All right. So to me, and this is what people, this is.
Ooh, I like that. I like what they said. Thought raps in a pocket, Monch doesn't. Go for it. Sorry.
So yeah, I mean, and he said something earlier. AG the Corner said something earlier. Big up. He said something earlier. They match up lyrically, but Monch wins due to the verse flow. So that's the thing. Like Black Thought to me is the best, one of the probably the best lyricists alive right now, in my opinion. Like just like I think that. But I'm saying, see here, be real. I'm talking about. That's why I said it 2 times. We're talking about the criteria I set up. Battle head to head. Monch has that extra gear. He does, and that's what I'm saying. Like Tariq all day, like it's crazy with it, man. It's crazy that we're saying this, but like I'm saying in this scenario, Monch has that extra gear.
Yeah. And I'm telling you, dude, I rock with Black Thought hardcore.
But he's got another. Monch has another. The fingers. He got some other shit that he can pull out in that scenario of a battle, a head to head, and that's why I think he would win in that scenario. That doesn't mean, like, you know what I'm saying? I don't have Pharoahe Monch in my top 10 based on certain things, but I have Black Thought in my top 10 based on so. I'm saying in this scenario, Monch got an extra gear. He does. He's awesome. He's like he'll be there with you, and then he can just level up on some alien shit, man. He's a different dude.
Yeah. He's got that nitrous oxide tank in the trunk.
He's really different, man. I mean, I'm just saying, like, so I'm just saying in that situation. I'm not. Yeah, I think it's just my man. Be real said. Nobody's touching Tariq Ryder or something. Yeah, I think to me, Black Thought's the best MC alive right now. But yeah. I'm saying in this scenario, but like, you know, it's all about match. Like, you know, in this scenario, I think it works for Monch. That's all I'm saying. So.
Yeah. And again, it has nothing to do with discography. Again, and I'm with you. I rock with Black Thought. He is in my top 10. Pharoahe Monch won't be in my top 10, but when you put things into perspective, right, and really put it into perspective though, and I feel like a lot of people don't don't do that, right? We're just like, oh, biased about this, and I'm not saying anyone here is. I'm just saying when we present that type of scenario, it's like, no, I like this person better, so they're going to win. Really put it into perspective, right? A minute each, 3 rounds, or whatever it is. It's just whether it's by a hair or not. Me personally, I go
So
give it.
my man be really sad, like, every time I hear them on Shit Together, Black Thought takes it. He named a couple of tracks. But I'm not talking about that scenario though. The scenario though for me, that's a different scenario. Like, you know what I mean? That's being on the track. Yeah, Black Thought might sound better. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying head to head, I think it's a different story. I that's all I'm saying. Like,
Yeah.
I think it's a different story personally. But you know what I mean?
Because I'll add to it. It's pretty much the same shit though. I'm more prone to listen to the Roots or a Black Thought song than a Pharoahe song. I'll fuck with the Organized Confusion. I said that before, and I'll fuck with that all day. But you'll hear me rocking with the Roots or Black Thought more than I do with Pharoahe. But when you put it into perspective, I mean, it's there. Again, this isn't fact, right? It's not like we know Monch is going to come out and win, because there's always the possibility that Thought will just come out of his bag on some crazy shit unless we get them together. But from what we know, and what we know, Monch has that, like you said, that extra.
I just feel like he'll flip it on some crazy shit. But
he has.
I'm saying it's Black Thought. I mean, like, it could be completely wrong, and Monch gets slaughtered. You know what I'm saying?
You know what? That would be pretty dope. I wish, this whole, and whatever happened. Not that I care, but whatever happened to this versus Trill shit or whatever the fuck it was called. Did they stop doing that?
I haven't heard of. I mean, maybe somebody can talk about it. I haven't heard of a versus in a while. I don't know.
And because I was gonna say it would be dope to have someone just mention Cannabis Chino Excel. It would be dope to have something somewhat versus like, not by big companies, by the people, right? And have people like that go head to head. Like, we vote, like right now, like let's say we would vote and be like, fuck it, let's get. It doesn't have to be a big old event. Like I said, 3 rounds, 2.5 minutes each. Boom, who comes out?
Right.
I mean, I would pay to see that.
No, that'd be dope. That'd be dope. Well, like, dudes are funny. Rap dudes are funny. AG the Coroner, you a rap dude. Why are rap dudes funny, man? Because, dudes say they want smoke, and then when it's time to really battle and shit, dudes duck. It's like boxing. Dudes be ducking cats. You know what I mean? So rap cats are funny, man. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know. That'll never happen because dudes don't want to ever, like, nobody ever want to take a loss. Nobody wants to take a loss. But it's like, I don't know.
Back then it was like, that built your character. You just came back. Okay, you're right. Okay, so Puff and JD about to do it. I did hear about that. My bad. I don't care for that. All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so I mean, I'm glad I didn't really hear about that. It's all bullshit. Because I mean, Timberland and what's his name? Whoever had it sold it, Swiss Beats or whatever. No, who had that? Timberland and somebody.
I lost interest long.
Well, somebody owned it, like, that was more connected to hip hop than who they sold it to. Somebody owned it and they sold it. I think it was Timberland that owned, and somebody else that owned it. And they sold it, and it's been trashed ever since.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always the case, though. So
yeah, it gets to that point. I mean, I can't say I was rocking with it all the time, but there was some dope shit, right? But I don't know. Yeah, but it'd be dope. It'd be dope to say like, yo, the sport of MCing and bringing these people head to head, not who's better, not who's gonna take a shot to the ego. Let's just put it's for the heads, for us, just how we're getting hyped talking about it, and for us nerds that we talk about the intricacies and shit like that. I mean, that would be super dope to me.
We just always need to do our own shit. In the end, like, we just need to do our own shit. Like, if we have links to Pharoahe and fucking Black Thought, then we need to be like, yo, why don't y'all do a little battle? I mean, like, we just need to do our own shit. We can't worry about any, because Versus is trash now. You know what I mean? They had like a few good joints and then they've been trash. You know what I'm saying? You know, so
Garbage ever since.
yeah. So time's up.
Time's up. All right. So again, all classic joints, scenario, broken language, they want effects, Simon Says, all dope ass music. If you haven't heard it or haven't heard them, I suggest you do because they all impacted the. I don't like saying the rap game. I've always hated saying that, but they all impacted rap in one way, shape, or form.
Yeah. What you got going on? What we got going on?
Just, I mean, I guess we'll take the time next week on Wednesday. We have our guest, right? So, okay, so just a reminder, right? So the first Wednesday we talk about the elements, right? So we'll talk about rap and graffiti. The next month we'll do the DJ and the b-boy, and we'll have different topics. The second week we have a breakdown, which we just did today. 2 classic joints each. We might want to do maybe one more each because today we went a little fast, but that's beside the point. So the breakdown, we'll take classic tracks, breaking down lyricism, production, overall impact on us and the game. The third week is we have special guests, and we'll take the time out. We're going to have Rocka, Dilated Peoples, next Wednesday. So rock with us. Oh, I thought you were going to say something.
No, I'm
yeah, so we're going to get into a lot of shit, a lot of, graffiti stuff, DJ, beat junkies, shows, all that good stuff. And then the last Wednesday of the month, we got our Under the Radar, where we picked 5 tracks each that we feel flew under the radar, maybe not so well known. It could be anything from the 80s, 90s, 2000s, current, a couple years ago, recently. My approach this coming Wednesday, or the last Wednesday, is going to be more recent stuff. I've been doing stuff from the 90s and all that. It's all stuff that came out within the last 5 years. So I consciously did that to ensure people know rap music, hip hop music, MCs are still busting shit.
Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Of course. Nah, still killing it, man. Of course.
So and another thing too, so May has 5 Wednesdays. But fortunately or unfortunately, depending on how you look at it, I'm on vacation, kind of taking the time out the week of the 22nd. So we're going to take a breather. So we're still back at 4 Wednesdays. So it kind of worked out a little.
Yep.
We got another guest June that I confirmed, but I'll talk to you about it. And, we won't talk about it too early.
Word. Absolutely.
What you got, brother?
Tomorrow, dope show planned. Vex the Vortex, Boogie Monsters, 90s Underground, like just dope, whatever, just fucking dope.
Insane. Boogie, come on now.
I mean, just we got, so he's a dope brother, and we're gonna build. He's been a bit of a recluse over the years, and so he after his birthday, he said he was gonna start like doing interviews and stuff. So like he's gonna just chop it up, and they had a wild kind of interesting story and everything. So we're gonna get into that. So that's tomorrow night, 9:00 on the show, and then we got mad DJ. We got 3 DJs coming up, yo. So it's like crazy. We got Rob Swift. I can't remember the order. We got Rob Swift, Executionist, Mr. Sinister, Executionist, doing a live set, and then we got Cut Nice. Just a dope DJ. I just want to have on, and then who else we got? Fucking. Producer Domingo on, done a lot of joints, Coogee Rap, KRS-One.
Yeah, Domingo's been in the game.
Yeah, so funny dude too. So and who else we got? There's somebody else that I'm missing. I feel
Breeze. You were gonna have Breeze on, right?
No, we had Breeze on. We had Breeze on.
You had him on? Oh, you did.
We had him on talking basketball. Oh. MC Brains, can I tell a funny story about MC Brains real quick?
Did somebody just say MC Brains? Holy shit.
Yeah, can I tell a funny story about my interaction?
Absolutely.
All right. There we go. I know you got to eat and shit. All right. So I posted Uchi Coochie, right, on my page like 2 years ago. A long time ago. I posted Uchi Coochie, and I put in the caption, I said, this song is trash, but the shorties liked it. so I liked it, and I put like hashtag MC Brains, whatever, so.
I have an idea what you're gonna.
Yo. So he comes on, and he's like he goes, "Thanks, I guess." and I'm, and I'm like, and I think I just threw up the fucking shoulder shrug emoji. It was just like, I don't know, fam. Like, you know what I mean? It is what it is. At least you got me some fucking tail. You know what I mean? But so yeah, that's a quick little MC Brains interaction.
I didn't even know hence why I was like, someone said MC Brains, and I would assume an MC Brains or any rapper would be on Instagram, but did he post as MC Brains or something else?
Nah, he was MC Brains. I mean, it was it. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. Like, I'd be like, I would use my government name shit if I was MC Brains. You know what I mean? But whatever. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
it sucks because
Gucci, la la la.
Yeah. And the funny thing is, I mean,
That's why
that shit was
not
being
everything,
played.
huh?
The shit was being played. Like girls liked it.
Not everything was fire back in the day. Let's keep it 100. Not everything was dope. We're not exempt from getting, talking, having some trash shit. We have some whack shit.
Yeah, there's no denying that. There was definitely whack shit.
Yeah, so yeah, MC Brains. Uchi Gucci, la la la. Yo.
I'm gonna listen to that right now just for shits and giggles.
All right, real quick before we go. We gotta go. I'm gonna ask you real quick. I'm high, whatever.
Yeah, what up?
Sure. Name a guilty pleasure song that you fuck with. I'll name a guilty pleasure song I fuck with. There's a song where, like, okay, people be like, oh, I can't believe you listen to that shit, yo. What the fuck, yo? You do. Like, name a guilty pleasure song you fuck with.
There's one that comes to mind. I don't even expect you guys to even know which one it is.
Is there one that we would know?
One that you would know?
Yeah, name one that we would know.
Okay.
Because I got one.
I got one, and we were just talking about it not too long ago. What the fuck is this song? Candyman. What the fuck is that song called? Knocking the Boots? Is it called Knocking the Boots?
Knocking the Boots.
Yeah, there you go. Fuck.
Knocking the Boots. So that's your guilty pleasure.
I love you so. Shit.
Yo.
If we're doing this shit, might as well go all out. What's yours?
All right.
Summertime. I fuck with summertime.
Summertime's no, hold up. Summertime is dope. That's not a guilty pleasure song.
I fuck with summertime.
Great. Hold on. We can. However you cut me off. Whatever you cut me off. Summertime was dope. Brand New Funk was dope. There was some Jazzy Jeff, DJ whatever. I'm high. DJ Jazzy Jeff, whatever songs, Fresh Prince songs that were dope. Summertime is one, straight up. Whether Rock and wrote it or not, I don't know. But summertime was dope.
He claimed he didn't, but it sounds a lot like
it. Being honest, AG the Corner, low key, looking back, retrospect, hindsight is 2020. PM Dawn had skills. I can say that. I kind of low key. Baby, you said me. I said it. Fucking crispy. All right. So I hated Skee-Lo because I had a manager who was a fucking asshole. He used to say I look like that nigga. So fuck that nigga. He used to sing that shit. He used to sing that shit around me all the time. That fucking asshole. So, all right. Here's my guilty pleasure before we bounce.
I'm so looking forward to this.
I love this fucking song and I don't give a fuck. They see me rolling.
Oh,
they hate it.
Shit.
Patrolling. Oh!
Riding dirty. Really?
Riding dirty, Chameleonaire. That's my guilty pleasure shit. I love that shit.
Wait. I got a question. Wait. And I might be wrong. I don't fuck with that song. And I'm not trashing it either, but Isn't it featuring Crazy Bone from Bone Thugs and Harmony?
I don't care for his bars. I don't care for his shit.
All right.
I don't care for his shit at all. I just care for. I just love the hook. I just love the fucking hook.
Gonna get me
I
riding.
I love. I mean, I love that shit. My music's so loud. They hate it. Yo, like what motherfucker? Yeah, my music is so loud. You hate it. So I love that shit.
I was expecting.
Quick thought. I mean, quick add on. That's Apathy's. My man Apathy's. Guilty pleasure joints too.
Okay, all right. I'll be honest. I'll be 100% honest. I was expecting worse. That's not bad. That's not bad. Personally,
people kill me. Like my chat group with my team, they crush me all the time because of that. My wife will take pictures of me because I'll put it on and I'll be just like fucking like doing video, and she's like, and she'll send videos to the group, or she'll be like, come get this motherfucker. Like, what's he doing? Like, so that's my I love that shit. I don't give a fuck. So
yeah. You know, I guess I can be honest. I mean, me being a fan of Bone Thugs, which a lot of people are just in the last maybe month, a lot of people have fucking freaked out that I love Bone Thugs and Harmony, which is weird. But I would listen to just Crazy Bone's verse. Me personally, both Busy and Crazy Bone out of Bone Thugs and Harmony are the strongest members. Their cadence, their delivery, their harmonizing. That's just me though.
Yeah.
That's the only reason why I would listen.
Yeah, everyone said that that's not bad. You guys, that's not that bad to me. I'll be honest with you. I mean, in the grand scheme of things, to me that track is horrific. Like, I don't know none of that shit. What you saying? See, I don't even know what this is. What is?
Yeah. I was thinking it was gonna be like, yo, I might have to be like, yo, we can't be friends and shit. No, that wasn't bad, dude.
That's not bad. All right, I'm cool.
It wasn't bad. See, I was gonna say, and again, I don't know if you guys even know. There's a song from Twista called "Badunkadunk," and I like it because it bumps in the trunk. Like if I blast it, it's like it has a lot of bass, but the shit is whack. And yeah, and I was gonna say that, but I doubt any of you guys know what that song is.
Oh, okay. So you said fucking Candyman. Yeah.
Candyman. Yeah, we still end up knocking the boots.
Oh shit!
Don't get me started, yo. Don't get me fucking started. Dude, I got a few guilty pleasures, really, but
yo, quick before we go, I know we gotta go. I got a new feature real quick on the page when I was high last night. A new feature started on the page.
All right.
So it's called What's Trash Be? And so basically, I'm going to ask everybody on my page each week what's trash, like related in the hip hop. Like you share like your opinion, what's trash, and then I'll pick the one that it resonates with me the most, and I'll do a video on it. If I pick your shit, I'll send you some shit, and we'll do it each week. So,
are you doing it on a specific date or just?
I gotta figure it out. Once a week, we'll do it. We'll start it probably next week. So I gotta come up with another name or some shit, but it's gonna be like so I'm gonna ask everybody who rocks the shit, what's trash? You share what's trash each week. I pick the video, I do the joint. If I pick your shit, I send you some shit each week. So
that's dope. I like that. Yeah.
Some fun shit. So anyway.
I got a list of trash.
There's a whole list.
Yo, someone said I got the power of my snap. Remember that shit?
Yeah,
I'm the lyrical Jesse James.
Which was just Jack from Chill Rob G, and it's funny because Snap is from outside of Pittsburgh here.
Oh, so really?
He's from this dude's from here. Turbo B, the dude is originally he's from.
You remember
McKeesport, Pennsylvania.
What's the rapper dude's name on CNC Music Factory?
Freedom Williams.
Freedom. Yeah, that dude still active?
I don't know. I mean, it's like it's weird, man, because like I've said this a lot. The bad music back in the day and the shit that I didn't fuck with back in the day runs circles around the good shit today. Like I fuck with the CNC Music Factory. I ain't gonna fucking front. I mean, that's not house music, but I'm a house head, so I can. I mean, I fucked with Crystal Waters. You know what I'm saying? Battle niggas to that shit. So the trash shit, or the shit that we would clown, that that we probably didn't really fuck with back in the day, runs circles around the shit that's out now. That's good. That's considered good. So it's a different era. I'll take Freedom Williams all day. I love D-Light.
D-Light, that was
fuck that. Yo, D-Light, I love D-Light. I had that, yo, there was a lot. Yeah, man, like that shit was groovy.
Ah, shit, you're gonna get me on my
so there's a lot a lot of shit.
You talking about the shit from back then? I'll put it this way. I remember, dude, this is so here. I would leave.
How long are we going for? I don't care, but I mean,
I'll cut it now because my stomach's growling.
Okay.
I'm gonna say this just to kind of put things into perspective.
I got bandwidth all night, so whatever.
Whatever. So just to put things into perspective, I remember putting on, I'd leave the cassette tape recording all night. Like I've told you, we'll get into that later. But I've also sometimes request video, VHS. I'll just keep it recording just so I can get that Ice Cube or that De La Soul, right? So I kept it recording. I was outside playing, whatever. Came back, and funny shit is, it was Born and Raised in Compton, DJ Quick. It was, I think it was like Bon Jovi, some Bon Jovi shit. And then the next video that came on was fucking Bart Simpson rapping something about I'm in deep, deep trouble. And he's rapping. The rap was better. Like you said, like this, the rap back then, I was like, okay, I fuck with the Simpsons. But it wasn't something we were bumping. But like if you like you said, the shit back then was run circle. I mean, it was quote unquote lyrical, right?
It was better.
Yeah.
It was better. KLF is gonna rock you. Listen, AG the corner, you fucking dropped the mic with that one.
Wow.
Yeah. But here, okay. So I'll take it a step further. So we got some heads in here. We still vibing. Look, and I've said this before. Listen, let's break it down. You're an analytical head. You get into the fucking weeds. So, yo, I say this: Vanilla Ice is better than the shit that is out now. Like, as far as like the trap mumble shit, I would listen to fucking the Vanilla Ice album 10 times over this shit. And I said this for a number of reasons. One, Vanilla Ice comes from true stock. He was a b-boy first.
Yeah.
Let's not get it twisted. He was a b-boy first. The motherfuckers, the label came to him. He signed, and they took him for a ride. They took him for a fucking ride. You know what I'm saying? No, yo, I've gone too far. Yo, you rather listen to trap? You rather listen to Lil Uzi than fucking Vanilla Ice? Stop.
I think he was talking to somebody else.
Oh,
because he said
Milli
Vanilli was dope.
All right. Y'all can have your own. Yo, he's just trolling you. Yo, he's just fucking with you.
No,
like he's just.
You're right. You're 100% right.
So,
I mean,
so check
delivery. I mean, come on now.
All right, so check. He was a b-boy. He was rocking out in like b-boy competitions, like, and doing the dirt bike shit, like early on. Like, I checked this shit out. He was doing all this shit, and he's trolling you. He's trolling. Oh yeah, shut the fuck up, AG. So he was doing all that shit. They came and they fucking swooped him up, and like they did what they did. You know what I'm saying? But he was battling in like on the streets and shit like that. So like he came from that shit, man. Like, and his songs had there was like composition. There was some fucking theme to them. You could vibe to it. You could dance to it or something. Like, at least there was something. Yeah. I mean, so I've said this before. Like, I listen to him all day long over
Yeah,
fucking.
yeah, yeah. Of course, you said it. I mean, the music is catchy. He's saying something. The cadence is on point. You can't say. I mean, listen. I was gonna say I don't want to shit on trap, but I'm totally going to do it. Nothing's on point. Nothing is on beat. You're just fucking. Like it reminds me of, and no disrespect to anybody that likes it, but it reminds me like that juvenile style where it's like you're just talking. It's not even on beat. What happened to the cadence, right? So Vanilla Ice had it.
Yeah, yeah, real quick. I mean, you guys check out the song he did with Loud and Dark, man. I forgot the name of it. It's on.
Shit.
It's decent.
Where is it?
It's decent. Vanilla Ice and Loud and Dark, man.
Fuck.
You know what
What's the name of that song?
I forgot. I just look it up. It's on YouTube. Just YouTube
Yeah,
it.
I'll probably post it later. Yeah, yeah.
It'll come up in 2 seconds. I forgot the name of it. It's straight. You know what I mean? Like he can rhyme, but you know his shit was. Yeah, it's on. Look it up. It's on YouTube. Vanilla Ice, Loud and Dark, man. Crazy.
Yeah. Which, okay, think about it, right? Would you ever think those two names would be? I mean, I never did, but
Nah, look it up. All y'all, look it up.
We should do a whole show on this topic, guilty pleasures. You know, back then, you know, your mediocre or the shit that we used to trash on back then, still being dope.
Let's do it. Let's do it. Young MC. I mean, I hated Busta Move when it came out, but I listened to Busta Move. You can lock me in a room and I listen to Busta Move for 24 hours straight before I listen to some fucking little fuck nipple. You know what I'm saying? So, yo, word, yo, word, like word.
Oh shit.
Like I hated Busta Move. Come on, Fatso, just bust. You said you want to rock to a different group. I mean, I know the shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, listen, I did low key fuck with Tone Loc though. I ain't gonna front. The fucking
the
wild thing got me fucking shorties, man. Listen, at the school dances, when Wild Thing came on, Wild Thing got me shorties. Self-titled hates Diggable Planets too, AJ the Coroner. So
that's why I was like, someone hates Diggable. I get it, but
yeah, whatever.
Damn.
So, but Wild Thing got me some kisses and some fucking booty rubs, man, at a young age. And Wild Thing was I love Wild Thing. Impact. I could put that on the track. I could put that on. I could do that for this fucking show.
Yo, Sir, I fucked with Posse on Broadway. Sir Mix a Lot.
Oh well, yeah. I don't know. So that Posse on Broadway and Beepers, which made me think Sir Mix-a-Lot was going to be really, really fucking dope.
Yeah.
And then Baby got back, and then I was like, okay, this is what we're doing. So Posse on Broadway is one of the illest it's one of the illest joints in the game. Like my homeboy Kid Sensation, yo, he's the teenage lady killer, yo, like Larry is the white guy. People think he's funny. Really,
he's the investor who makes a lot of money, lots of dollars. We all gold
video and shit.
You know, back then, what I really loved, and this is why I like that MC Greed joint, Ain't No Future in Front. I love when they were talking about what did he say? Posse on Broadway. We're getting good grip from the 50 series tire, the Alpine bumping, but I need the volume higher because the 808 kick drum make the girlies get some more. I love when they would talk about that shit because it's like, yeah, I know that. Like my cousin, the Kenwood, the Alpine, the tires. I
hate that JRU of Seattle. Like, yo, what?
Posse on 23rd and Jackson. I fuck with that. That's another video that I was waiting for to record, and I think I might have gotten like half of it. But yeah, man, let's do it. I'm down to do a show where we talk about just this.
Yes, see, and that's the challenge, right? There's so much to talk about within this fucking element. Like as much as you and I want to talk, make sure we fucking talk like B-boy and DJ. I came into this as a B-boy. It's like, and let's just be honest, and I said this in an article before, like the rap shit took over the culture.
Oh yeah.
Bro. Like the music became like, so we don't remember. I mean, we may remember certain battles and stuff, but like not everybody's remember like, oh, I remember when Crazy Legs did this. No, we remember when the music was going on and we were playing Shook Ones and niggas was like bagging up coke to Shook Ones or whatever and doing shit and selling weed and doing grimy shit. Like these are the soundtracks, so that it makes sense that the music took over. The music took over the culture, right? Like that's we have to finally accept that. You, me, we gotta accept that shit.
Yeah.
Like we gotta really accept it. The music took over the culture because you and I can talk all day. You're hungry, I gotta piss. We can talk all day about hip hop, heads in here, we talking all types. It's just fun all day about this music shit, right? Who's the best cat with this? Who are guilty pleasures? Who fell off? Who's the dopest? Like who was dope and then fell off? Who came out whack and then got dope? We can have shows for every fucking single thing with this shit. And we gotta just own that, man. Like accept that that's what it is because you know we can't fight it. We've adjusted the show like 3 times because
account for that.
And like, what do we look forward to, you and I, the most? Talking about this and the fucking under the radar shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah. So you, I mean, this might be a little, prelude to what we might be doing moving forward, but I love it, dude, because again, not just talking to you and being able to talk to everybody else is therapy itself, right? Look at my computers. I mean, I work from home every day, and it's a hassle. It's dope to just like put the Scully on, boom, all right, let's just talk hip hop, whether it's b-boy, blah, blah. But on top of that, being able to reminisce, like right now, somebody said you just brought crazy memories to me. Someone said Ghetto Jam by Domino. I fucked with that song. He's singing. He's not even rapping. Dude's singing, and it reminds me of shit. And it's good memories, bad memories, but nonetheless, they're memories, and they're part of our history. So I love doing this shit.
So yeah, you might have to adjust some things.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. But yeah, I gotta go, Grub. I appreciate everybody on here. This was a super fun show.